Good morning, my dear kids. In today's class, in the chapter kinematics, we are going to discuss the challenging problems on uniform excited motion. In the previous class, we had some discussion. So today I brought few more numericals related to uniform excited motion. There's also problems like little bit you have to put effort to get to the answer part. There's no part, there won't be any difficulty in application of the concept. The difficulty will arise in the reaching the answer that one. So we have to put some effort with the mathematics to get the answer. So there's a possibility of asking such questions anywhere in the competitive exams. Therefore, I thought like, okay, let's have some V1 also such numericals. Okay, let me start the class. Let me read the question. A passenger is standing on the platform at the beginning of nth coach of a train. If the train starts moving with constant acceleration, the third coach passes by the passenger in time 5 seconds and the rest of the train, including third coach, in delta 2, 20 seconds. How many coaches are in the train and in what time interval did the last coach pass by the passenger? Okay, where is this will be the, so we'll give number. Eight, 9, 10, 11. We don't know how many. So I think it's not advisable to give the numbers because we don't know exactly, no. So that was how many coaches are in the train. So I don't know the number. So therefore, I'll just indicate only the 1, 2, 3, 4. That be sufficient. Like this, we will put some n number of coaches are there. Okay, and this was the third one. It is not supporting. Okay, let's do one thing. The third coach is this one. And the passenger where is there at this particular thing. So this is what happens in at t equal to 0. Then in 5 seconds, the passenger position will not change, will be there only on the platform. The train definitely will move. Will come to this position. Okay, and how much of time it will take? It will take the time interval, say 5 seconds. Next, after 20 seconds, train including the third coach will pass through the passenger. Okay, the passenger position we are not going to change, will be there only. And the last bogie will cross it. Hope everyone is able to understand. Through the diagram, I am trying to explain this one. Okay, this is the last bogie, that one. In what time interval did the last coach pass by the passenger? Okay, let's a bit. The last bogie, this is the last bogie, which we will put in this way. What is the time interval? That one last bogie means I think we have to little bit this diagram. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to give the better picture of this question through this diagram. So rest all will write equations. Will be like this, and Okay, this, so what is this interval of time? It was given 20 seconds. The third coach passes the passenger by 5 seconds and the rest of the 10, including third coach, in 20 seconds. So this time interval, we'll call it as 20 seconds. Now he's asking this one. There's a last coach. T equal to 0, 5 seconds, delta T2, this one. So I think now how many coaches are there in the train? The total number of coaches we have to find out. So already 3, 4 I indicated. So we have to calculate this total number of coaches. Let it be N. So what is the length of each coach? Let me write L. Okay, able to understand now the fine the length of, so let me indicate here length of each coach. Length of, let L be the length of each coach, you know. So what is the time it will take for it to cover? It will take it here also, I'll indicate at least. So this L should be equal to A into 5 square by 2. Then total number of coaches, how many are there? N. So then N minus 2 coaches, what is the time taken? Will be 20 seconds. So this N coaches are there. So what we'll write here? This will become N minus 2 coaches. So what is N? Capital N will be the number of coaches. So therefore, what is the equation we can write? N minus 2 coaches into L. Length of each coach into N minus 2 will be A 20 square by 2. This is equation 1. Equation 2. Time taken for these many coaches to pass through. Okay, everything will become 20 seconds. So from here to here will be 20. From the second diagram to last diagram, time taken for N minus 2 coaches to reach the person. So will be equal to this much here. So solving 192, what are the unknown things? L, I think dividing these two will get number of coaches. So 1 divided by 2. This will become N minus 2 by L is equal to 20 square by A 2 by 5 square A by 2. Solving this, we'll get the number of coaches as N minus 2 as, or say N is equal to 18 will get. So these are the total number of coaches. How many coaches? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I can write now? This will become 18. So now I can say that yes, the 18th coach is there. In what time interval did the last coach pass by the passenger? I think this is the last coach. So the 17 number shall I give now? Because now I have a data. 17 will come here. This will be 17th coach. What is the time taken for the 18th coach to calculate? So here is what? Now I can fill up 18, 17, 16, because N equal to 18, I got it. No. Okay, let me add up. Okay, this will be 16. Time taken. So this has to be determined. Of this 18, okay, shall we calculate the time taken? So this this interval of time has to be determined between these two events. This interval of time has to be determined here. So shall we calculate this interval of time? Because I know this will be total 20. This is what 20 we have. So if you can calculate this interval of time, our problem will be solved. So how many coaches will pass? How many coaches? So if you start counting from here, 4, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Calculate. So how much you'll get? 15 coaches. 15L half 8 some T naught square. We'll call this as a some T. So this will become 15L A T square by 2. We know A and also we know and so what is this T you should call? Time taken for the last bogey to reach person, or the time taken for the 17th bogey to cross the person. Then we know this time interval, 20. So if you can take the difference of 20 minus T, I'll get the time taken for the 18th bogey, last bogey to pass through the person. So what is T we should get? Time taken by 17th time taken by 18th bogey to reach the passenger. The front end. Then what we have to calculate is this interval of time. Delta T, I'll write it. What's delta T? Time taken by 18th bogey to cross the passenger. I think T is the time taken by the front end of the bogey to reach the passenger. So therefore, so now, okay, we know L and A. So after solving this, we'll get the T. (19.36 seconds). So now delta T is what? We can write 20 minus 19.36 seconds. So this will be the 0.65 seconds. Okay, see this so these are the simple way of asking some questions. Okay, I'll take the next one. I read the question. Let me read it. A train traveling at 72 is checked by track repairs. It retards uniformly for 200 meters, covering the next 400 constant speed and accelerates uniformly to 70 km per hour in a further 600 meters. If the time at constant low speed is equal to the sum of time taken retarding and accelerating, find the total time in minutes taken. Let me have some. There's a base diagram for our entire numerical. Okay, this will be 200 meter, 400. This will be 700 meter. 200, 400, 600. Okay, this distance will be 200 meter, 400 meter, 600 meter. It will start train traveling. It will enter with a uniform speed. So what is U equal to? 72 kilometer per hour. If you convert this, it will become 20 meter per second. Okay, this will be, it will retard. It will enter here with a uniform speed. Train, I could not, okay, this will be, and it will accelerate. Finally, it will acquire the speed U. This interval of time, T1, T1, T2, T3, 400. Okay, all the data given. So what is asking? If they, and what is for one more information we have? If the time at constant lower speed is equal to, okay, this is given. We have to calculate the total time, T1 plus T2 plus T3. Hope, okay, there's all the data, what is given, I've just put it. We have to calculate this time. So what is capital T? Total time of journey. V square minus U square equal to 2 into alpha into 200. Okay, this will become equal to 400 alpha. I'm applying V square minus U square equal to A's formula for this. There's a one equation. Similarly, we'll apply equations of motion for this. U square minus V square. This is 2 minus alpha. So minus of 400 alpha. So this will become U square minus V square equal to 2 beta 600. Okay, this will become minus of, or 200 beta. Okay, equating these two. Equating 192. So we will get beta equal to 2 alpha by 7. Okay, no. So we'll do one thing. Okay, this is, so next again, T2 plus T1. Okay, what are the equations we can write further? T2 equal to T1 plus T3. So here I'll write some data. So it will move with a 400 by V. T1 equal to, let me write some equations. So with uniform speed equal to 400 by T2. V minus U equal to alpha T1. U minus V equal to alpha T1. U is equal to V plus beta T3. So therefore, substituting all this in the above equation, 400 by V equal to U minus V beta. Okay, there's a one primary equation. Let me have this in hand. Let me substitute this equation 4. Okay, now let me substitute 3 in 4. Put 3 in 4. Okay, this will become 400 by V is equal to U minus alpha. Alpha will be 7 beta by 2 plus U minus beta. What is U? U is in fact 400. So U minus V you can take common. U is, sorry, U is 20 we have here. So substituting this and solving, this will become 2 by 7 beta plus 1 by beta. substituting u everything, solving this equation, I'll end up with equation 2800 beta is equal to 180 v minus 9 v square. This is the equation number 5. Okay, there's a one primary equation what we have. 1200. Okay, there's a one thing. So now let's apply the equations of motion for this. U square minus v square equal to alpha. Or we can apply for this. So it will be, sorry, this is beta, no? Symbol. Okay, now we'll apply this one. So this length is how much? 600 meter. Okay, let me assume that one. Let me write here now. So this will become u square minus v square equal to 2 beta 600. Okay, this will become 400 minus v square equal to 1200 beta. Equating these two, we'll get a quadratic equation. So 5 and 6. I have a place only here. I have to scribble here. So now equating 5 and 6. I'm giving all the equations number. So we'll end up with a quadratic equation solving for v that one. So or else we'll divide these two. So 2800 beta by 1200 beta equal to 180 v minus 9 v square by 400 minus v square. 28, okay, this will be 7 by 3 is equal to 180 v minus 9 v square by 400 minus v square. So 7 4 ja 28 100 minus 7 v square equal to 3 8 ja 24 54 540 v minus 27 v square. Solving this, 27 minus 7, 20 v square minus 540 v plus 2800 equal to 0. Solving this, we'll get expression for v. It's a quadratic equation. So let me further simplify. This will become 54, no? So 27 will come. 27v plus 140 equal to 0. V is equal to 27 plus or minus 27 whole square minus 4 into 1 into 140 divided by 2. Let's solve this. (27 into 27) 729. 729. 4 into 140. 560 will come. (729 minus 560) will be 169. 27 minus plus or minus 13 by 2. So two values will come, 140, 40 will be 20, one will be 20. The other value will be or 14, 14, 7. Now, which one will prefer? Okay, this is not possible, no? This is possible because the initial velocity is how much is 20. The train will enter with 20 and it cannot final like a uniform velocity, it cannot, it has to retard. Okay, this is what possible. I think we had, I lost some connectivity. Okay, meanwhile I wrote it, I scribbled. So these are the equations. Applying the equations of motion. Yeah, complete description is there. Okay, first we'll apply the equations of motion. What is the T2, T2 equal T1 plus T3? Then total time of journey, sum of these two. Then what we do is like V equal to U minus AT formula, because the retardation V equal to U minus alpha T1. Then for this excited motion, U equal to V plus beta T3. Then for uniform velocity motion, the velocity is equal to distance covered by time taken 400 by T2. So therefore the T2 should be equal to 400 by V. T1 will be U minus V by alpha. T3 will be U minus V by beta. Then in this equation we have, so we'll substitute this alpha in this equation. Alpha, what we can write it as 7 beta by 2. Solving this, I will end up with an equation for beta and V square. How this beta and the acceleration and this V is what related. Let me apply equations of motion. U square minus V square equal to 2 beta 600. U square minus V square equal to 2 beta 600. Then solving this equation, now I'll get some relationship between, so these two equations. So what I'll do is like, let me eliminate the beta. I'll divide these two equations. Then I'll get a quadratic equation for V. Solving that V, I'll end up with 20 or 7 meter per. 20 is not possible because like it is initial velocity is how much? The initial velocity of the train itself is 20. How due to retardation, this can be 20. So this is not possible. So 7 meter is what possible. That's what we'll take it here. Okay, rest all, let's get into this one. Already I wrote it, V equal to U plus AT. The value of T1, T2, T3, we have wrote it here. Similarly, we'll calculate this alpha because now we know UV and we know S1. I'm going to calculate the retardation alpha. Similarly, the acceleration beta will calculate. Then I'll substitute in this formula, T1. Solving will get this one. So this is a total time of journey. A little bit we have to work out here with the calculation part. I have one more problem brought. Read the question. A passenger reaches the platform and finds that the second last bogie of the train is passing him. Similar to the first problem, what some idea is there. passenger reaches the platform and find that the second last bogie is this one. Second last bogie of the train is passing him. The second last bogie takes 3 seconds to pass through the passenger. Okay, no, I'll in the description. There's the first bogie, there's the last bogie, there's the second last bogie, and the passenger is here. Oh. Then after what time? So the passenger position, it will not change. No, you will be there only. Then the time taken by the last bogie, second last bogie to pass through that information is available. So you can bring it here. So this is what 3 seconds. And the last bogie takes 2 seconds to pass through it. Very difficult to draw. I'll put it here. The last bogie. Two more seconds it will take it. Hope everyone is able to understand now. The passenger for the departure of the train is late by what time is late? Is telling. So this velocity be u, I'll write it. Let this be v. And the train is going to accelerate. It is going to have constant acceleration. Let the L be the shall we write equations of motion? L is equal to u into 3 plus a 3 square by 2. There's a one equation. And further, v equal to u plus a into 3. Then again for this particular bogie to pass through it. So what is L? L is equal to v plus 2 plus a 2 square by 2. Okay, what are these equations? You see this, look at this bogie. I will color it. No, look at this one. This bogie will take this bogie will take 3 seconds. The last one bogie, what happened, will take 3 seconds to pass through it. And the last bogie will take 2 seconds to pass through it. So what is the length of each bogie is L? And this was at t equals 0, it was the train was accelerating. Now the passenger will arrive. When it arrives, what happened? The train was having velocity u. So now what is the question like? The passenger for the departure of train is late by what time? Okay, earlier the train definitely might have started. We don't know, somewhere here is what the train might have started long back. By the time when passenger is, you see the last but one bogie is what? In front of him. I will push it a little bit more. I could have written directly the equations, but through diagram it will be better, no? So we have to calculate that particular time now. So are you getting now? So this is the delta t. So I think you can understand this equation. So what is L is equal to now? This particular bogie, it will cover a distance L. So this should be equal to u into 3 plus A 3 square by 2. By the time the front end of the bogie, by the time the bogie covers a distance L, what is the time taken will be 3 seconds. So this equation will write it. Now for the last bogie to pass through the passenger, this will become initial velocity, no? So this will become initial velocity. This V will become initial velocity. So what is U? U is the velocity of the train when the second bogie is just crossing the passenger. What is V? Velocity of the train when the second bogie has crossed the passenger. Now for this motion, for this interval of time 2 seconds, this will become initial velocity. That's what we wrote it here. Okay, what all information we have, like a L length of the, okay, I'll equate these two. I'll substitute V here. Then I'll get U and D. V equal to U plus 3A, this is that. So I'll substitute the value of U. I'll get U and 3. I'll equate these two. I'll equate these two. Then, okay, we'll do one thing. I'll solve it. Equation 1, 2, 3. Okay, put 2 in 3. When you put 2 in 3, so this will become L is equal to V. V is U plus 3A by 2 plus 2A. 2U plus 6A plus 2A. Now by 4 and 1, equating, we'll get a relation between, we'll get a relation between U and D. Okay, 4 and 1. By equating 4 and 1. So 2U plus 8A is equal to 3U plus 9A by 2. Solving this, I'll get a relation between U and A, which is 7A by 2. We have to calculate the delta T. We have to calculate the delta T. Okay, now what is the thing that one? It was, train was at, from rest, it will accelerate. So therefore, what is U? You can write it here. The velocity of the train after time delta T. That should be equal to, U should be equal to A into delta T. So what is U equal to? 7A by 2 equal to A delta T. Delta T is equal to 7 by 2 seconds. Let me write it here. This is the time interval. Okay, you have to fight with the information. Nothing is there. We'll take the next question. A particle moves in a straight line with a constant acceleration. Okay, the very simple problem. May not be lengthy calculations will not come. With constant acceleration, the displacement of particle from origin in time t1, t2, t3 are s1, s2, s3 respectively. Okay, let me directly go for VT graph, because here I can there's a thing. Okay, next after this. Though this will be Y, this will be D. So this will be T1, T2, T3, t seconds, and this will be v. And this will be, let me write some, because these things will help us to describe the problem. So we'll have this is E, this is F. So what is CE is equal to, okay, this length is Y, this is Y. Uniform excited motion, so the slope should be constant. Uniform excitation VT graph, it should be a straight line with a constant slope. So therefore, this CE equal to Y, DF is equal to 2Y. So what are S1, S2? The displacement of particle from origin in time T1, T2, T3. Why this NM? It should be a. So I think some one more graph, I'll take it, because this will help us a lot. In time T1, it will cover S1. The displacement of particle from origin in time T1. Then it will be T2. This will be S2, sorry. Then this will be S3. This is for what interval of time? T1. I can't. Time interval will indicate here. This will be T1. This will be T2. The other will be the total distance. This length will be. This will become S3, and this will become T3. Okay, no. This was the data given. So therefore, S2 minus S1, what we can write? Area BCN. S2 minus S1. So what this area should be equal to? Area of triangle plus area of this particular region. Area BENM. Area of triangle plus area of rectangle. This is S2 minus S1. Similarly, S3 minus S2 should be equal to half into area of triangle plus rectangle plus area EFPN. Okay, this from these two equations. So this is equation 1. This is 2. Subtracting from 1 and 2. So we'll take the difference of this. 1 minus 2. So this will become 2S2 minus S1 minus S3. This should be equal to minus YD. It'll be very easy, no? So I can easily subtract, and we know area BENM should be equal to area EFPN. So therefore, these two will cancel. There is a reason why I am writing in this way. Okay, what is S2 minus S1? Okay, this let me simplify further. YD is equal to S1 plus S3 minus 2S2. What was the given situation for us? S2 equal to root of S1 S3. This was the condition given. So let me solve this. Y equal to S1 plus S3 minus, this will be 2 root S1 S3 by D. What is the slope of this line? So this should become equal to how much? Root S1 minus root S3 whole square by D. So let me adjust further. I need one extra page. No. So let me adjust here. So y by d is equal to, let me multiply, divide and multiply by d. So this will become root S1 whole square by d square. What is y by d? That should be equal to slope. Slope of line, slope of line, slope of curve in VT graph. In turn, what it is? That should be equal to acceleration. So therefore, what is the acceleration? I can write it. Acceleration is equal to root S1 minus root S3 whole square by d square. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, kids, like we had a discussion about some challenging numericals in the uniform excited motion. You have to put some effort here. We know already the concept area of things. So if you put some effort, analyze the question, then it'll be very easy to solve. I just shown the methodology how to think on the numericals here. That's the main aspect of this type of numericals. Okay, now this is about the uniform excited motion. So in the coming class, we'll go for the motion under gravity. Same uniform excited motion, like a along vertical direction. Under action of gravity, the uniform excited motion we are going to discuss. Some little bit easy, will not be this much of tough. Some good concepts are there. We'll try to work out on them. Okay, thank you all of you. Take care. Bye. See you.